Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Sunday, February 16th, 2025. I was going to have this video drop on Monday, but there's so much going on. I am going to try to do a daily video for you folks. And so I'll kick it off today and then we'll see about tomorrow. The ideas are out there. Let's just see if I can get to them. The one I want to get to today is based on the fact that there is an announcement that on Wednesday of this coming week, the DOGE team will start phase three. Phase three includes some reduction in force. Specifically, they are continuing to get rid of those people that were hired to be DEI agents, to only have that be their focus. And before Trump was inaugurated, this second official time, some of those people were classified differently and given different job titles. But if their purpose within an organization is only to promote DEI, they're going to be part of what phase three addresses. Now, I want to be really clear. My understanding is what phase three does not talk about is if someone was a DEI hired, and they fit the rubric for DEI hire, but they are performing a job with merit and a good work ethic, that doesn't make them automatically on the chopping block. We are moving within our government to a streamlined government, and one that merit is what weighs heaviest on getting and keeping a job, as it should be. But please understand, when they talk about getting rid of DEI hires, it talks about people that were hired only to enforce and promote that policy. They have no other practical function within an organization, a department, or something like that. So I just want to be really clear about that. So you were too. Now, I went and did a little sleuthing on the compilations that come from the 17 team. And there is one that addresses phase three, which is part of the DOGE announcement. So let me see, and then we're going to see if there's a connection there. I think there might be, but let's find out. I'm going to take you to a post I put up on X. It's got a link to an MSN article about the DEI phase three of the DOGE team's agenda. And then the only post in the entire compilation of over 5,000 17 team official recognized posts that mentions phase three. I thought it was interesting. There's just one, so it may be very relevant. Let's go. Okay, I'll have a link to this because I put lots of memes up and things like that, so this is going to drop in my feed fairly quickly. But here is the MSN article, and which is not related to this unless the tarot tells us it is. Drop number 2724 on February 14th. Just a few days off from when it's going to be implemented in 2025, talked about a Trader's Justice Phase 3, Panic in DC. And have you guys seen, oh my gosh, have you seen all the real estate listings in Washington, DC? And they're keeping track of some of the searches for lawyers for offshore accounts for, oh my gosh. So Panic in DC is underway. I mean, that's relevant here. Rats everywhere. And what do rats do when a ship is sinking? They flee. It goes on to say, for those who decide to save the taxpayers some money, there's no escaping God. And then our 17th letter of the alphabet. So, yeah, and think about it. Those searches for attorneys, for offshore accounts, things like that, that they're tracking, those are the only ones that they know to originate from Washington, D.C. Now, think about all the bureaucrats. I'm a little retired school teacher. I know about VPN searches, so you seem like you're from somewhere else. Think how many there must be if you factored in the fact that a lot of people are doing those searches using a VPN that places them elsewhere. Interesting to think about. The rats are fleeing. The rats are fleeing, absolutely. And they need to in governments across our plane of existence. Absolutely. We need to have responsive and small representation to get things done for the good of people everywhere, wherever they happen to represent. So that's my opinion. I'll stick by it. Laura's View is part of this, so deal with it. Although I find often if I've just articulate something I feel that I get a lot of people that say, yeah, I feel the same way too. Government should be smaller. It should be responsive. It should be transparent. It should be focused on, maximum results for the least amount of outlay. All those things that would be part of building a successful small business should be what happens to running a successful, large, or larger government structure. I don't like the word government, so let's talk about representative structure. Okay, so let's ask the universe, is there a tie-in between that 17 post and DOGE's announcement that phase 3 starts on Wednesday of this coming week, plus additional insights and information? Let's see what's going on. Okay, I'm going to switch the camera so you can watch me work with the cards, and we'll find out together what the universe wants us to know about this topic. Okay, so we are looking for connections and correlations between that 17 post that dropped on February 14th, 2019, that talked about phase 3, and the phase 3 that's being announced by the DOGE team effective this coming Wednesday. Connections and correlations plus additional insights and information. Welcomed as always. Okay, we have the Seven of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. We got a yes, there is a connection. The Nine of Pentacles. Pentacles, they're saving us some money. I love it. Another ace, Ace of Cups. The Chariot. And Death. Oh my gosh, talk about an interesting read. I'm so glad I got a nudge to do this topic. Well, first of all, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors going on about this, the topic. The MSM is trying to obscure the fact that DOGE is doing a needed audit of the US government because it is a bankrupt corporation. Okay, so there's a lot of things going on, and we've been talking again about, there's been the government workers, many of them have been offered buyouts, so they do have some options and choices. And we just need to know that those options and choices that are out there were well thought out. They're part of the White Hat's plan. Absolutely. So we've got that going on for the situation and a clarifier. In the recent past, we have Ace of Wands, which again, these two aces did say there is a connection, there is a correlation. I love that that has shown up so definitively. Now, it's also good to note that we have the two aces showing up, and there's sometimes meaning in multiples going on here, and I think they're relevant in this case. Two aces showing up in a reading can talk about a financial increase. So while the government of the United States corporation is decreasing in size, it looks like we have some really good news that'll be coming our way, we, the taxpayer, the individual citizens financially. So hold on to your hats. It's not good news maybe for those that were not too productive in government service, but for the rest of us that were paying their salaries, we're in for some really good news. Okay, I want to go on record as saying that here. Now let's get into current. We got the Nine of Pentacles showing up. Again, a little affirmation that this money they're saving is going to help us, we the regular people, end up being independent. And there's a nod here to sovereignty too. So I think that's coming. So we've got the military actions and plan that is well thought out. We've got the multiple aces talking about some financial increases happening here. Often, too, when you have a couple of aces, it talks about a move. Now, I'm thinking that's a really strong possibility here because the Chariot often shows up when there's a move involved. So I think we can look forward to many of our government offices, as Larry Martin, the astrologer and my personal friend, speaks of. Sometimes the decentralization is going to happen. I think this is definitely confirming that, to make again, to decentralize our US government. It's something that's happening in the near future that will save us money. And it's just relevant and timely that it needs to. We don't need all of our representation to be in a 10-mile square radius that is not part of the United States of America when you think about it. Okay, so let's turn that into a bird sanctuary. That'd be fine with me. And then the near future card here with the death card showing a long, slow transition. Boom, guys, we're trickle trigger. We're almost at flood. We are almost at flood when we're going to be talking about these changes, these ones that are tangible for those of us, regular American people, and then citizens across the world are going to be seeing this too because it's not limited to just one country. I'm speaking of this with DOGE and phase three, but it's going to happen in across more than just the US boundaries. Okay, let's get a couple more cards for information here. We've got the Three of Swords and the Five of Swords. Strength card and the Four of Swords. Okay, so all of a sudden we have a lot of swords showing up here, which are the written and spoken word as well as thoughts. Okay, the Three of Swords just warns us in the future there's still going to be some untruths to uncover, to discern, absolutely. But I'm hoping this is also saying that it's almost time to take the masks off, those that are playing the part of. And believe me, they go all the way to the top, guys. Those masks do. So hopefully it's time for those to come off. It's yeah, the war's been won. We're just watching this movie play out. Um, I really firmly believe that to the point that that'll probably be something I address in my next video. And then we have the Strength card talking about love, teamwork. Just know that there's infinite ability to have change that's positive, that is human-centered, that it's going on. And then one last little nod that there's even more that could be shared, but is not being shared at this time. Okay? And it may be relevant to some of the disclosures, some of what's going on, but basically we got to, oh yes, there was a definite correlation that phase three phrasing in that 17 post was looking towards what's going to happen this week with phase three going on with DOGE. So let's recap. The DOGE team starts phase three of their operation this coming Wednesday as I make this video. Wednesday, they'll kick that off, and there was 117 post back in 2019 that specifically mentions phase three. It's the only one that does. And we asked if there was a correlation between those two things. Well, we not only got a yes, we got a hell yes. Not only that, this one showed up in the recent past. This is the near future. But when two aces show up in a read, it often talks about some new beginnings as well as financial increase. So that was really fabulous. Now, the one that showed up in the near future showed up right next to the Chariot, which is a card not just of triumph, but often shows up when there's a physical move. So this made me say with more confidence that the chatter we're hearing in alt media communities, that the decentralization of the U.S. governmental structures is going to be happening in the near future. It's going to be actually end up making government more cost effective. And the decentralization is good. It just makes sense as far as strategic matters too. So it's seeing it happen that this change is coming. Okay, now I'm hoping, I'm hopeful. In the near future, looking farther ahead than that, we have the Three of Swords showing up. This card often talks to me about impersonators, stand-ins, clones, masked individuals, whatever. Okay. And I'm hoping what this is saying is that we're coming on a time where the masks are coming off. That'll be part of that disclosure process. I don't know that it'll be complete, but it will be. Again, very stable, well thought out changes are in process, and that's good. The strength card talks about the strength that's going to be, we are going to be stronger for this auditing process, for these changes that are coming down the pike to our world and to our country and our world. And just one last little nod, little teaser from the universe said, and there's even more I could share, but I'm not sharing yet. So sometimes this is for operational safety, and sometimes it's just not time for us to know something, but there's even more to this. So was there a connection between that 17 post and DOGE's phase three? Absolutely. Absolutely. Good change is coming. It's going to be a really exciting year. It really is. We'll take it day by day and we'll roll with the punches, won't we? We'll smile through it all. And when we need to, if it gets overwhelming for you folks, just a reminder, it's okay to unplug for a while. Okay? If you can't watch these events with some amusement and just observe them without absorbing them, detach for a while. Enjoy your family, pursue a hobby, grow some flowers, whatever. Okay? But if you can follow them along, they're getting pretty entertaining and very interesting as far as Laura's view is. So I'll share them with you as I can, and I thank you so much for your time and your attention. Until next time, if you're willing to receive it, I send you love, light, and I wish for you everything bright. Bye.